Kuro Talk, and this is the breaking news Wahala segment. Now, it's no news that Jesse has resigned from the CEO, has resigned as being the CEO of Let It Shine initiative. But now he has finally broken his silence and spoken to us. And this is going to be an unfolding series. We're going to go deep. Jesse is going to unveil some revelations to us. My name remains Marvelous Achafu Kelechi. And I have Chimereze Henry joining us in our studio in our Toronto studios in Canada. Welcome, Chimereze. How are you doing?
Thank you, Mr. Achafu. I'm doing okay. I'm good. I'm good.
So thank you very much. So yeah, guys, just say take a look at the recording. We're going to play the recording that Jesse spoke to us about, that he sent to us. So this is just going to be the first part of the revelation. This is going to be like a series where we are going to still go deep. But you guys, this is just the first part. So check out the recording, guys. Let's just check it out.
Okay, so this is what happened. Prior to the Pride Month, we decided to have the Pride event for July, slated for, I think it was for 26th or 26th to 27th of July. So I can't really, yes, no, July. I can't really remember, but it was for Pride Month, and we're supposed to have an indoor event, and we're looking at a minimum amount of persons that will be in the house, and it was supposed to be a 2-day thing. So payment started, but payment started very slowly. Like people were not paying as we expected. Their payments were like probably for the first week, probably in the first for the first week we had just like 2 people pay throughout that week. The second week probably 3 people. The third week it went up, and the time we started even getting payments was the week of the event. That was when payments hiked up and all of that. And we're trying to get a good space for the event. I told the guys I was working with then, I told them that I was going to drop 60K from my parts for the whole Pride and I event. I told them I was going to drop 60K, and so the whole issue came when we were trying to get a location. That was when the whole issue started. We were not able to get a very good location because the money we had gotten from these persons that had paid was not enough. We were not able, so we had to like postpone the dates for the event. We had to like move it to the other week. The other week I was supposed to go to Delta to pick up my passport. I was on my way to Delta. Okay, before I went to Delta, there was an issue concerning the Shine Funds initiative. A particular guy called Stanley came and was asking for the Shine Funds. And prior to this time, I and this Stanley guy, because his account was the account that this money was being paid to. Now, don't get this wrong. The Shine Funds and the Pride and I are two different things. Shine Funds was like a platform that we set up to help people, to help community members. Like we could, in case they're having issues, we could take from there to help them. They have business ideas, we could take from there to help them. Now, this Shine Funds was being handled by Stanley. And now Stanley got to an extent. Stanley was like, people are not paying, that the money he had is just 8,000. He's tired of telling people to pay their money and all of that. So he came to the ESCOs and said he wants to drop, he doesn't want to be in charge of it anymore. So when he did that, I went to the group, that's the ESCOs group, and I asked, I was like, so who is going to take charge of this? Is anybody willing to take charge of this? Nobody said anything. So I went back to Stanley and I was like, you know what? Pay the money to my account. Let's see if I can. That was when there was a whole lot of investment platforms. There was Rackstelli, there was a whole lot. Let's see if I can possibly invest in one of these platforms. So he sent the money to my account. Now, before he sent the money to my account, we both had an agreement that this money will be invested in one of these platforms, and he agreed. And then I went back to the Shine Funds group and I said it, and everybody was okay with it. Now, before that, before this whole investment thingy, I had also invested with Rackstelli with a community member, and I invested close to 350,000 naira with the guy. This is the same guy I invested the Shine Funds initiative money with. Though the Shine Funds initiative money was just 8,000 naira, but I invested it with him, and I made him understand that it was not my money. Do you get? Now, after this, no one said anything, no one came up with the idea. And after I said that, I told Cynthia to take charge of the Shine Funds. Like, since nobody's coming out, then I appointed Cynthia as the person to take charge of that, the Shine Funds initiative money. And I made her understand that this money has been invested. Now, after this, there was nothing that was said about this money. Nobody came, nobody asked any question. And the guy that I invested with, he was also an ESCO. Do you get? Then came to me, I was like, everything has crashed. That the whole investment platform has crashed, including my 350k, the 8,000. He said everything has crashed. That there is no possibility of me getting back my money. I was still pissed off. I was pissed off with him, but I didn't know how to go about it. In fact, a whole lot of persons, including the escorts of Letty Shine, were telling me to go after this guy and get my money. So after that, we had a meeting prior to my pride and I to plan towards my pride and I, and they when brought up the issue of the Shine Funds initiative. And when he brought it up, I told them, CCCO, you guys are aware this money was invested. So I don't know what to do. But what I'm going to do is, if for any reason the money needs to be paid back, let them ask and I'll pay it back. Because obviously there's nothing this guy will do. He has not even paid my personal money. So the mere fact that I was the one that sent the money to him, I will pay the money back. So it was not up to 2 weeks. It was not up to 2 weeks or a week. I can remember I was already in Delta. Yes, I was in Delta already. I had like a kind of I had like a kind of in-house stuff with my cousins, and I was a little bit tipsy that night, and Stanley brought up the issue of the Shine Funds initiative. So I was even trying to explain to him, and he was saying some very, very degrading things, was saying a whole lot of things, was being insultive about it, and was really insulting and everything. And then the same day when the guy came to my DM, I was like, what should he do? I said, you know what, just leave Stanley, let him express himself, let him say what he wants to say. And the Stanley guy was like, we should pay the money to his account, then he will refund everybody's money back to him. So I was like, things are not done that way. That if every other person comes out and say they want a refund, then we can do a refund. But no, you're the only one soliciting for a refund, except like every single person that paid says they want a refund. We would then, okay, fine, then pay the refund. But if you yourself want a refund, that is not a problem. I would make your refund to you. That's what I told them. And then it was like that was not the initial plan for the Shine Funds initiative. So I said, okay, even if that was not the plan for Shine Funds initiative, that what would we have actually achieved with a sum of 8,000 naira? Are we supposed to hold a seminar? Are we supposed to hold a symposium? Are we supposed to have an event with 8,000 naira? What exactly can 8,000 naira do? Then he took it up and was like, oh, so I'm trying to tell him that what can 8,000 naira do? So I'm saying that 8,000 naira is not money. I'm not like, that is not what I'm saying. That what I'm saying is 8,000 naira cannot do anything in the space of where we work. Because we cannot hold a seminar with 8,000 naira. Imagine if we're supposed to host a seminar with 50 persons. 8,000 naira will not pay for location. It will not pay for what they will eat. It will not even get them water to drink. You get, so that was what I was trying to explain to him. So he flared up, and the next thing I was quite tipsy, so I just went to bed. And when I woke up, there was like a whole lot of things being said. So I had to travel from Delta to where I was going to go and pick up my passport. That was when I started seeing all of the messages and the whole thing that was being said about the Shine Funds initiative. And then I was inside the bus when all of this was happening. I being that I was on route, I really could not do a transfer as at that time. So I was looking for a way to pay them back that money because I had cash with me, but I did not have enough money. I had cash with me, yes, but I did not have enough money in my account to send that money to them. And even if I could even if I had enough money in my account, I still would not be able to send it because the network was bad. I was traveling from Delta State to Abuja, and I was on road. I was using I was going through road. Do you get? So there are times when the network is good, just fluctuating. So I called a couple of persons that, you know what, help me do a transfer to this guy. When I get back, I will send the money back to you. So that was what happened. They did the transfer to me. Later I got back to where the network was stable. I sent the money. When I was able to send, I was able to send at a time. I think after some days, I sent the money back. That one cleared. Now, before I traveled, there was a whole lot of issues concerning the Pride and I events. Now, do not forget that I said payments came in, but payments came in very late. People did not pay on time. So we're not able to secure a very good location. We're not even able to secure any location. All the locations we got were expensive. And the money we had was not enough. And I said I was going to drop 60k. But 60k that I was supposed to drop was not coming forth. Do you understand? It was not coming forth. So my plan was when I get to Abuja, I will meet up with my father, get some money from him, and send it to them. Even if I was not even going to be able to attend the Pride and I event, at least I will make sure that I do my part of the promise I made to them. So then again, there was another issue in the group chat. A lot of them were saying things. They're like, now that we're moving the whole event, why are we moving? I was trying to explain to them that it is not like we're moving this event on purpose. It's because for now we do not have enough funds to go about the event the way we would want to go about the event. So it's like two ways we're going to do this. Either we postpone to the next week or we start making refunds. Do you get? So some persons said they wanted their money back, which I started refunding immediately. The other persons were like, okay, you know what, let's just wait till next week. It's just a week away and all. So then I had this friend who were planning together. We're trying to look for a location together. After we all decided, I told them, before we can even cancel, I need to talk to Cynthia to be sure if we should cancel or not. So I went back to the ESCO's group. I'm like, okay, Cynthia, see what's going on in the group chats for Pride and I. A lot of persons are complaining that they want their money back and all of that. Do we just cancel the whole thing? Cynthia came and said cancel. And when Cynthia said cancel, I'm like, you know what? Cynthia is a more logical and diplomatic one. Me, I am most times moved to anger. I just act out of emotions and all of that. So if Cynthia is saying cancel, let's cancel. So I was like, you know what? Let's cancel. And I told them, I went back to the group. I'm like, okay, so Cynthia has said we can cancel the event, but this is what's going to happen. When I get back to Lagos, I'm going to host an event for everybody. This has nothing to do with Letitia. It's going to be me doing it for them, just to make sure that everybody is happy. I'm going to do that from my own pocket. I said it. But that anybody that wants their refund can ask, and their refund will be made to them. So after I said that, remember I said I had a friend that was planning with me. I reached out to the guy. So we started looking for location. We saw one, and the guy was like, the location was 120. At that time, I had some cash on me. So I first of all transferred 60 to the location guy. I had 60 to the location guy to book it down. Then 3 days later, I transferred the remaining 60. Now, after that, a lot of things, I was now getting like a whole lot of bullshit. Like a whole lot of things were being said. First of all, even my own escorts were coming after me. They were saying a whole lot of shitty stuff to me. And then they said, for the main time, I have to step back. So I decided I was going to step back from being the executive director. I stepped back. And then I cannot step back and then leave my money, use my own money to host an event for them. So immediately I stepped back. The first thing I did was I reached out to the guy I paid to, and I said, please, I would like to cancel this event and I would like a refund to be made to me. So that one now said, this was where the problem started from, because there were some persons who had not refunded their money to. So that was now like, he cannot make refunds until his boss approves it. And moreover, even if it has to be this fast, what he can just do is, if anybody comes and is willing to use the service apartment, the money they pay, he will send it back to me. Now, as I'm speaking to you, I've not gotten my money back from this person. I've been there with my mom. We kept going there on and on. And this guy will come up with one story or the other. That was where this person started saying a whole lot of stuff. They said I went away with their money, I scammed them, and this money that they said all of these things for, I have paid back every single dime. I have sent back to Cynthia to pay them. I paid back every single money. Now, Cynthia called me like 2 weeks ago and was like, the money is remaining 16,000. I said, for now, my mom is not feeling too well, and I've spent a lot. In fact, I feel like I have paid more than the money that was being paid to me. So for now, I'm not sending any money to you until I am done and I'm sure that my mom is okay. Then I can now send any more, can now fully get time to send any money to you. So and the only reason why I didn't say anything was because this whole scenario was really tough for me. To be honest, Carl, it was the most depressing time of my life. The most depressing time of my life, because this same time I was dealing with my mom's health. I was dealing with my family. This stuff then, it came out to my family. The whole issue got open to my family, and my family felt bad. They felt like I had betrayed their trust, because obviously they were open to me when I came out to them. They were accepting. And they felt like if this is the kind of community that I want to belong in, they cannot allow me to continue with it. Because if they can go as far as saying things like this, because they saw it. In fact, my elder brother saw the post that was made about me on Instagram and screenshot it and sent it to my dad. And immediately my dad saw it. My dad was mad. My dad first thing my dad said was that he wants to pick all of them. When he picks all of them, then we're going to make it a legal case. Now, this was where I had to step in, because I know the kind of person my dad is. And this was the same thing my mom told Cynthia. She said, if my dad gets involved in this issue, it's going to be more than what we're saying, because he's going to make sure that every single person that had anything to do with this case is being arrested and is being made to pay for it. Because first of all, there was defamation of character. They said things that were not true about me. See, Carl, for a very long time, I didn't know. I was in a very unstable place. My mental health was down. I was depressed. I was dealing with a whole lot of things at the same time, and there was nobody. Nobody called me. Nobody reached out to me. Nobody even asked to know my side of the story. So I just allowed everybody to say whatever they wanted to say. Now, this is what happened with they said I scam. I never, and I would never in my life scam anybody. I don't think I've ever in my life called anybody and be like, see, can you help me with like 1,000 or 2,000? Rather, I'm always the person to give. If you call me, I'd be like, hey, babes, also, I have issues. I need you to help me. So if I have it, I would give. Without thinking twice, I would give. Because it's the kind of person I am. I don't think I've ever put anybody in this kind of position where they are put me. I've always put myself in a position to help people. In fact, when I am supposed to be quiet and allow things happen, I've always been there for people. I've always advocated for this community in every single way I can. And this issue came up. Everybody turned their backs on me. Everybody said some very, very shitty things about me. See, I know I have my own start to play with all of these things. I know that a lot of things are happening and all. But the truth is, the way they went about this issue was very, very unfair. I went through hell. When I say hell, I went through hell because of this case. I'm not until now. I've not even gained back my freedom with my family. My mom that was feeling better had to go back to zero. We've been from one hospital to the other, one hospital to the other. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you screenshots of the payments I made to the guy. That's for the apartment. I'm also going to send you screenshots of my mom in the hospital. She has been to 3 different hospitals. Right now, we had to come back to my grandma's place. See, I can't begin to tell you what I have been through these past few months. It's been the most depressing and frustrating time of my life. Today was the time I just felt like, you know what, I need to. If I keep hiding and not saying anything, people will feel like I am guilty. They'll feel like I'm running away from something. They'll feel like what people are saying is the truth. So I had to, like, just try and come out of my shell and even speak to someone, talk to someone about this, about everything, try and clear my mind, because I don't know. I've given a lot to this community, financially, materially, my time, my effort. I've given a lot to this community. And to be honest, I do not deserve what I got back. I do not. But it's fine. So this is actually what happened. So the boyfriend and the slots part is what I do not understand. I honestly do not understand those parts. I don't know. I don't know where those ones are coming from. And to be honest, I don't know what reply I'm supposed to give you about that.
So finally, now that you guys have checked out the recording and you've heard rather what Jesse has to say, he's still going to come back. We're still going to have him on a one-on-one session where he's going to come and, because some committee members are itching to ask their questions. People are still going to react to this. They're still going to be, so he's going to come and defend himself fully, where we're still going to ask him questions. But this is just for the first thing, just to clear the air. And he said that he's tired of the silence and he needs to speak up. So he has finally spoken up now. And the next part will go deeper into the discussion. So finally, for you, Chimes, let me start with you first, because I have a lot of things to say. But let me start with you. What would you like to say? What would you like to add? What did you feel about that recording?
For me, I feel like when I watched through the video, I kind of understand both party. The whole audio rather had some conflicting question that I would love to ask JC in question, because like, first, if you made a treasure fund or a community fund, why take people's money to invest it in something else? That is where it became a little bit skeptical to me, because like, if this money was given to you, I know, okay, you may have a huge sum of money and you may be looking for how to get more money with the money you have, which is a wise thing to do. But at the second hand, you have to have something like an insurance. If that happens, what you're going to do. That's the first place the whole issue started from. Investing money handed to you into another investment is not a wise idea. Lending money given to you by a community is not a wise idea. If they say hold our money, hold it. Be like a novice, hold that money, keep it for them when they ask for the money. Be able, or if you're going to invest it, be sure that you have an insurance that when they ask for the money, at least you have an insurance covering up. But the good side of the whole thing is that JC said he had paid all the money that were given to him. Then again, he comes back and said he had paid some of the money that was given to him. So did he pay half of the money or some of the money? Because that's where I'm a little bit confused. Because in the first length of the video, he said he had paid back all the money, and later he said he had paid half. And because of his mother and family issues, he was owing some. And then I'm like, you still said in the same audio that if situation happen, you give them back their money, and even after giving back their money, you will still collect money from your father to host an organization so that everybody will be happy. Then, if you had to borrow 60,000 naira from your father, and then the remaining money was from NTFS for Mac computer. So if he was going to borrow some money from his dad, I was thinking, why then are you saying you can't pay 16,000 because of your mom's illness? Because you are going to borrow a huge sum of money from your father. I feel like the whole story has ups and downs. But I've listened to Jesse's side of the story. I feel he made some reasonable points, but there are still some gaps that needs to be filled up.
For me, I would just like to add this and just give a breakdown. First, for those who are watching and do not know, Let It Shine funds, the Shine funds or Shine Initiative funds is different from the event they paid for, which was My Pride and I. So the Shine Funds was something that was supposed to be like a kind of contribution whereby if community members need any form of help, they need like maybe their business was going down, they will give them a no interest loan. And then when their business rise up, they bring it back again. They pay back with a no interest thing. If someone has like a kidney problem, they donate to him. Then when it gets better, it brings it back. Or when just in helping community members and helping them grow was supposed to be like a no interest loan. Fine and good. This could not work because many community members did not donate to it, they did not believe in it, and so it did not float. But with the little that it floated, they were able to get about, I think, 8,000 naira. And the 8,000 naira was when Stanley was asking that it should be refunded. And during that time was when the time of this My Pride and I stuff happened. And My Pride and I was supposed to be an event that was supposed to be launched. And so it was supposed to be held, an event that was supposed to be held, a 2-day event. First and foremost, see, I tell people that, see, when you are in a position of authority or when you are up there, many people want to bring it down. It's a natural thing. It's something that happens. It is left for you not to provide those loopholes that people will use to bring you down. From that recording, Jesse is saying that the community member, he has showed them love and he has given them so much, this and that, and he's kind of shocked and angered and is not happy or disappointed that they are trying to pull him down. It's the way of humans. It's the human being kind of mentality. Me and Chimerize, we know many times that many people have tried to pull us down, even when we did good. There's a particular group that we said that story about a particular guy that we even donated to, and yet people in the group had all sort of rubbish to say, rubbish and gibberish things to say. It's the nature of human, and humans always do it. It's left for you not to provide them with those loopholes where they used to pull you down. And what were those loopholes? Number one, you said you paid for an event center. The event was supposed to hold. You said the event had to be postponed. Now there's another community member that was supposed to do an event. The other committee member, their head was even supposed to be the same date with yours, but the person had to postpone just for to give you a time so that you can host My Pride and I. Only for you to now postpone again. The other person was thinking like, oh, you are trying to do it to bring down his own party, quote and unquote, his own party. And because we know QE talk like we collaborated or sort of, there was a collaboration there, people felt like I had an agenda too. Well, I was part of this because I was called out. I will put out the screen. One guy didn't want that. When Jesse finally resigned, you see the screenshot from his WhatsApp status. When Jesse finally resigned, he said, oh, I am next. I'm Mavis is his accomplice. That I will resign too. And this, and I tell people, I said, please and please, nobody can make me resign. Nobody, I say it out there. I come with clean hands. I come with equity. If you have any proof that I had any of your money, 1 naira of your money, I was involved in the changing of location, please show me evidence. And I know I reached out to the acting CEO, which was Cynthia, who said that, the reason why people feel like that is because they were supposed to use our place at Aja. You know, I told you about that. They're supposed to use our location at Aja. And then you told me, and I went to
Yes, you
tell them
told
that,
me
yeah.
about that story.
And I said I went to tell them that when I got to my team, which was you, told me that how are we going to make profit? What is our gain? What do we stand to gain? At least even if we know that, okay, fine, you guys are using Aja, are you guys going to buy some chairs? Or at least if we rent some chairs, you buy
Sorry, let
some
me
chairs.
just come in. Kukuma Jerry, if you're renting somebody's place, you don't use somebody's place for free because any place you were going to go rent, you're going to pay. So it was sensible to say, okay, give us some percentage of using our place because the place you want to use, we paid for that place. It wasn't given to us for free. So it makes sense when we say, please pay, help us also as we help you because obviously you were not doing a non-funded program. You were selling kind of a ticket or kind of whatever you were selling them, right?
Because
Tickets.
I
They were
know
selling
I told
tickets,
him
right?
this.
Yes.
Yeah. No, they were paying, I think, 2,000 per person.
Yeah,
Or 2,000 per
those
person.
are tickets. So
2K per person, yeah.
yes,
So
they were
I
paying
said that,
tickets to go for the
yeah, let me
event.
not just lose my train of thought. So we can make this short. It's something that's going to go on. Because I'm happy that Jesse finally comes out now. And it's going to run. I'm going to bring any of them that wants to react or any of them that have something to say. Because we're a fair person. If you reach out to me, if you have something to say, you are involved in this, reach out to me. I will bring you on. You will have your time on air. Because I believe in democracy. And so Jesse just and that was what happened. And I reached out to him. I said, see. They said, what is in it for us as a team? If we are collaborating, what do we stand to gain as a collaboration? And that was what was being said and settled. And I know another poster again was made because of people talk, but fine and good. I still brought people to the event. despite the event, and despite it was supposed to be quote and unquote a collaboration, I had no idea what was going on. I dare Jesse. Jesse will still come on this show and explain to them because I did not know where the location was. I never had a briefing of what the location was. I was not added to the ESCO group. Even the ESCO group that was created, no information was being shared there. I knew nothing about even the postponement. Me and Jesse spoke, and funny enough, we were speaking, and he did not even let me know that this event will be postponed. And that was what even angered me. Like, you're not even carrying me along. You're not even making me know what's going up, and you're just doing this as if it's a one-man show and one man this and that. So that's just bringing that in, just making people clarify my own name. But I want people to still, most of them that still wants to have something to react. People like the day when that said that, oh, I should step down from this, step down for what? I'm your accomplice and this and that. I tell you, if you have your facts and figures, if you have your proof, please come out, share your proof. And just in wrapping this up, I feel like I'll put the blame on Jesse finally. First and foremost, you do not have to resign. Why are you even resigning? First and foremost. You don't resign in time of war. I told him yesterday when we spoke on the phone. I said you do not resign in a time of war. When you are facing your battles, you stand firm and you face those battles. No matter how much you want to overcome you, that is what makes you a leader. That is what makes you a CEO. Is it for only the rosy times? No. This organization, whether I like it or not, they had one of the best, probably the best pride in Nigeria, the best pride in Nigeria for just 3K for 3 days on a private beach. Fantastic event. Nobody can pull it off. I dare any community member, they cannot pull it off. Yeah, and then I said their strength and of that he did the 3K event for 3 days on a private beach. We had so much fun, so much memories, so much good things that were done in that thing. Many people that are calling are trying to drag his name more. They were at that event. They do not promote positivity as much as they promote negativity. Did Jesse fuck up? Yes, he did. Did he do wrong? Yes, he did. And I told him, I said, my dear, you do not resign in time of war. They resigned alone, made the backlash come, and you deserve your backlash. You got your backlash well, because resigning does not bring back people's money. People gave you money. They trusted their money in you. They wanted an event done. If you cannot give them that event, give them that money back immediately. I do not say the reason why you have to invest, why you'll be telling people to wait. And they have to pay us in batches. I even had to even call out to get my own money. That was how bad it was. I had to do calling out, that I will make them come on my. I told you about it now. That I will bring them on my show to come and talk to them about it and call them out.
Yes,
before I finally got the money. You do not do that with community members' funds. Please, it's bad enough that there's corruption in the normal world. When it's community members, please let's remove that corruption mentality and bring transparency. Transparency should be our watchword. Equity, openness should be our watchword. And that's what I for Jesse, and that's why I'm calling him out. That you should have been much more transparent with this. If you could not, you have no business investing, like Chimezie said earlier, and I was going to say that too, but thank God he said it. So I will not elaborate on it. You have no business investing community members' money. They are on an investment or a Ponzi scheme. I don't know what to call it. You have no business doing that, and you are saying it crashed. It crashed. It's none of anybody's business. It's none of their business. They want to get their money back. They paid for an event. If they cannot get an event, let them get their money. And that's what I'm just going to say for now. It's still going to be something I'm still going to be talking back and forth. It's still going to be mentioning some things, and it's a story that's still going to go on. But I don't want to make it so long. But that's what I just have to say. So I'm still going to wait for Jesse. If Jesse comes, I'm going to ask some questions, some detailed questions. You're also going to be here too. You're going to ask some questions, and even some country members too can even ask.
I'm not going anywhere. We are in this together forever.
Yeah. So you're going to be. So it's just something like it's just a pathetic story, and you just come and do this and that. And I even that board, I found this like what he said, that there was something he said, and they posted this picture on Let It Shine Instagram page. Come on, that could be one of the lowest of the low. You throw a CEO. It's bad enough you can say, oh, Jesse's just trying to resign for now because of some back and forth. There's a way you can coin things. You can make people know that he's stepping down.
The picture they posted on the Instagram, what did the caption say?
No, the caption was about, he's no longer with the distracted they are sent with him because he committed fraud or this. And I will send you the this you can read, so you put it on.
So that we can have the screenshot on the screen.
So people can see the screenshot and see what was written there. Very bad this, and I felt like, no, is this needed? Is this?
I feel like also the Let It Shine initiative or incentive, sorry if I get their name wrong, need go extreme. I feel like in that situation, he had situations. Yes, he messed up. He took some money, but at the same time, he could have just given an apology and make sure all the money was transferred, or said, okay, this is the amount of time you could give me. I will raise this money and I will give it back to you. And at the end of the whole day, you don't just look at one bad and say, oh, for this bad you've done, we will remove all the goods you've done. You weigh it. There's supposed to be a scale of justice, even though that we are saying, okay, he did bad, but also the way he was treated is wrong.
That's just it for me. And that's just often for this episode on Kiru Talk Breaking News Wahala. It's still a story that we'll be keeping tabs with, that is still developing. It's a story that we're still going to continue to. This story must be resolved, because I want to know what happens with Jesse. Probably the acting CEO probably want to come, which is Cynthia. She can obviously reach out to me, because reaching out, she said she will come, she will come, she will come. She hasn't come. But I'm happy that Jesse now is finally back to shed more light. And for the fact that Jesse has come out to talk, I'll be hearing some different people now saying their own opinions, because he also called out these schools and they did not check up on him. They didn't care to call him. That they were the ones that told him to resign, and they were the ones that told him that was what was best for this thing and this and that. Well, just the back and forth. But it's something that will be developing. People want to get the real story, and we'll definitely bring it to you guys. So please don't forget to subscribe. Click the subscribe button if you haven't. Until next episode, see you. Yeah,
Comment what
like,
your
and
thoughts
share.
are,
Yeah.
what you
Comment,
feel
like.
should have been done. If you agree or not, we just want to have a
Yeah.
public opinion on the comment section. We'll be responding to everything.
Yeah, no problem. Till next episode, see you guys later. Peace out.